Today I'd like to talk to you about something that I found using Notability and Google Drive that I think will be a real game changer and time saver in your classroom. So traditionally, when I went into Notability, I would have my students go to Google Drive, then they would find the file that I wanted them to open, for example, this 10 and 10 for Google Drive. They'd press the three dots, they'd do the open in, they would do an open in again, and then last but not least, they'd find Notability, tap Notability, open that up, and from there they would have to go to Notability and import that in as a new notebook. And that was great because it gave me the functionality of Notability on top of my own file, and that was really cool. But now there's something new in Notability I think that will save you a lot of time and be really powerful. So I set up a folder here as if this was the folder that I'm going to share to students on Google Drive. And inside of it, it has a PDF like we're used to importing into Notability, but it also has a Google Doc. It has a Google presentation here, and it has that same Google Drive 10 and 10 that I just tried to open on Notability, this time as a Google presentation. So what I did was I took my Keynote, which is the original format, and this time instead of exporting it as a PDF, I exported it as a PowerPoint. So I did File, Export to, PowerPoint. I'll show you that here. And Google Drive can automatically convert PowerPoints to a Google Slides or a Google presentation, which is very cool. So here is my presentation. I did File, Export to, PowerPoint, did Next. I decided where to save it, and then I put it onto Google Drive. So that setting in Google Drive is here in the cog, and you do settings and it just says convert upload. You just make sure that box is checked. So that will convert PowerPoints to Google Slides. It will convert Word documents to Google Docs, and it'll convert Excel files to Google Sheets. So now that I have my files here in a folder, my Google Doc, my PDF, my PowerPoint that's now a Google presentation, and my made Google presentation right inside of Google presentation, I'm going to switch back to Notability to show you this really cool feature. So I'm going to click right here inside of Notability, that's the import button, and I'm going to pick Google Drive, and it's automatically going to open up my Drive folders, and so I have all my Drive folders listed here that are in my Drive. So a student can move any shared folder into my Drive just by tapping on it, pressing the three dots, add to my Drive. So I'm going to tap my Notability folder as if this was the one. I'm a student, and I'm going to open these things. Here's the really cool thing. Import all. So now I can press import all, import. It's going to bring all four of those different note types in at one single time. So I have now my presentation that came in that I can open. I have my PowerPoint that's downloading right now into Notability. I have my PDF that I can open. I have my piece of writing that was my Google Doc that I can now open, and my PowerPoint's almost done. As soon as that finishes, I'll be able to use all four of these as Notability notebooks with one initial download instead of four separate downloads. So you can see them all in that folder that I sent them to. And I can use these all as traditional Notability notebooks. So I can write right on top of them. I could highlight things. The only thing I can't do is it brings them over as a PDF, so I still can't, move these individual items, so you'll have to make sure things are in the place that you want them to be. But I can still write over top of them as notebooks. So even if you don't have different file types, this is a really cool new feature in Notability because it gives you, as the teacher, the ability, if you have your things set up ahead of time, let's say you have 12 lessons in a math unit and you have 12 things the kids have to open in Notability, they can open all 12 at one time instead of having to do that at the beginning of each class. So that saves you 5 minutes in each class period. When we bring that out and do that multiplication, you just saved 55 minutes because it'll take 5 minutes for this one download to happen, so taking away 5 minutes there, but you saved almost an hour of instructional time that could be used for warm-up activities, wrap-up activities, anything like that. So I think this new import Google Drive and being able to do an import all is a huge thing. I hope that you find this helpful, and I appreciate you watching.